So over the past 2 months, we have seen weakness in the global markets, and including the STI. We've talked about the Fed coming out and hiking interest rates and tightening monetary policies and all that, right? So the Singapore banks, instead didn't really sell off that much, right? They were like pushing higher. They in fact more bullish than ever, due to this news. And in today's video, we will be looking at the 3 Singapore local banks, right? DBS, OCBC, and UOB. These 3 banks, right? We look at the system that I have to see what it says, and we actually had a couple of bullish and even bearish signals that came out over the past 1-2 months. We will not go too far, right? So we look at the system to see what it says and where we are right now, and if there could potentially be a bit more upside. What is the outlook for them this year? I mean, can we actually hit higher? This is what we will cover, right? So we dive into the system to see some of the signals that we had. Maybe even we have some exits for some of the bullish or even bearish signals. All right, so let's see, in terms of the signal, how it plays out, and we'll dive into the charts as well as I kind of like do a more in-depth analysis on some of the levels whereby you can think about positioning yourself to get in again, or maybe to lock in some profits if we were to hit there. All right, so we are looking at the Singapore banks, DBS, OCBC, and UOB. You definitely want to watch this video all the way to the end because I can assure you that you will have a clearer picture. Let's go. Okay, so the first bank I would like to talk about would be DBS, right? DBS right here trading at about $36, and this is the 1GT system, one good trend, 1GT system that I have that kind of like filters out stocks for us and guides us on entry and exit, right? So you can find a little bit more. All right, I'll just put the link just below this video. If you want to find a bit more, you can attend one of those free web class, right, to learn more about the entire framework behind the system before we even use the system, so that it makes much more sense, right? So go to attend the training if you want to find out a little bit more. All right, so let's dive into DBS from the 1GT system. You can see that we have like a trend bar right at the bottom. This is like a green trend bar, dark green, light green, just to kind of like gauge the momentum. All right, so pretty strong dark green trend bar, very, very strong uptrend, I would say, since like October last year. We did have like a little bit of a bullish signal right here, started to push up, and we have like what we call a resistance and support lines that are drawn on the system as well. You can see right here. So we got kind of like a bullish signal. I think it kind of like broke the resistance, went up, got exit. We got a little bearish. I think the market sold off, right, due to interest rate hikes news. No, I think this was because of Omicron, right? I think this was Omicron news. I think somewhere in November, we got bearish signal, went down a little bit, found a little bit of support, and that was where we had a really good new bullish signal coming in on 6th of December 2021, right? Just about a month back plus, right? We got a little good bullish signal, the uptrend, and that's where it started to consolidate. It broke the resistance. This is like the red dotted lines of resistance, and it started to push up, from like about 32 to about 35.50, and we got like an exit just right here, just about last week. Alright, so this is pretty much where we are right now, about 35, 36 right here, consolidating, and we got an exit and there's no signal. Alright, so we'll see if there's any new signal that comes out, but let me just dive into the chart to see what it says, and let me just go into do a little bit of analysis to kind of like point out some of those levels that you can think about getting in or positioning yourself again. Okay, so this is DBS on the chart, so let me just do a quick analysis for you. So as I mentioned from the system just now, we saw we had like a bullish signal somewhere on October, 13 October, it started to go up, got an exit, the bearish signal is sort of due to Omicron. All right, and then somewhere around 6th of December right here, we got a bullish signal, went all the way up, we got exit, and this is pretty much where we are right now. So I would say that over the past 1 month, we have found a little bit of support somewhere around the $35 to $34.50 level. You can see this is where we kind of rebounded, we sold off, we kind of rebounded from it. In fact, today we are attempting to break this $36. This $36, I would say, would be the immediate resistance for now. All right, and over the past 2 to 3 weeks, it seems like sellers are still kind of like staging there to kind of like sell down, right? In fact, today I think we went to a high of around 36.19, and sellers came back to kind of push price back down. So I think this 36 is quite key for now. There's a firm resistance level. If we can break that level or maybe even close above, that would be where we might see more upside, and targets can be revised all the way to 37 to maybe even that 38, right? So that would be kind of like the upside targets if we can break that level. But as I say, right now there is no bullish signal, so we see how it plays out. It might consolidate here in the range of like 35 to 36. In fact, you can just go ahead to draw this up for you. I think this would be a little bit of support around that $35. We might actually consolidate consolidate in this range right here. And that's also where the 20 days moving average. Look at this. This is where the 20 days moving average line is as well. It's pointing up still. Prices is kind of like near this line, so it's fine as well as we are consolidating. But if we consolidate here, I think anything above that $35 support level, the uptrend still looks quite okay. If we break the 35, then might not be a good thing. If we break 35, we might see a little bit of retracement back to 34 to 33. That could be kind of like the downside move. That could be like a downside move if we do break that 35 immediate support level. But so far, it seems like we're still holding quite well. All right, so I think that would be the range, and hopefully we do see some good bullish move above that 36 resistance, whereby the uptrend can continue, and we'll see if any bullish signal actually comes out again. So guys, if you like this video, I would really appreciate if you can give me an early thumbs up. It will definitely help out the channel, and thank you so much for doing this. Okay, let's take a look at OCBC on my 1GT system to see what are some of the past signals we had and where we are right now. Right, so this is OCBC somewhere around October, November last year. Just a few months back, we got a bullish signal. It was like consolidating, and I think that was where we had like quite a sell down in November due to the Omicron news. I can see we broke this support line, this green dotted line would be support. We broke it, went down from like about 1170 to all the way to about 1120. We got the exit right here, started to consolidate, and then market started to strengthen, right, on talks about interest rate hikes, and the banks were really benefiting from it as well, right? Because in terms of interest rate hikes, if the interest rate were to be raised, that's where in terms of margins it will benefit the banks, all right? And the banks kind of like pushed up, and that's where the STI kind of like was led higher as well. All right, so we got a bullish signal right here. We kind of broke this rate resistance line, right, about 4th of Jan, right? Just the beginning of the year. I think I did it a video as well, and we kind of broke this resistance, and yeah, went all the way up. We got an exit, and it seems like we have an exit, and just a few days back on the 27th of Jan, we got actually a new bullish signal coming out again. It kind of like pushed a little bit higher, breaking that 1240, 1250 resistance level. Right? So this is where we are right now, somewhere around that 1250, 1260. So let's take a look at what it says on the chart. Okay, so this is OCBC trading at about $12.87. So quite a bullish move today, all right. And I mentioned that we actually had like a new bullish signal after the run up. We got an exit and like a new bullish signal, right? So started to push up, and I think we can kind of like broke this $12.60. I talk about this resistance level that has pretty much been the cap since like May, April last year. All right, so for about 7 to 8 months. You can see we kind of like went down, touched a second time, went down, third time went down. So that is about the 1250 to 1260 level whereby we have been kept below. And it seems like today, right now, we have kind of broke this 1260 level. I mean, we're like 1287, right, which is above 1260, right? So that's a good sign. That's a good sign whereby, you know, it seems like we're attempting to break this resistance, and there are some signs of the uptrend, right? Look at this, right? The green line, all right, this 20 days moving average is pointing up. Prices is above this green line. So short term looks quite okay. In the longer term, I mean, look at this, the blue and the red line, the 100 days and the 200 days moving average, they were pretty much consolidating sideways. I mean, since like July, you can see we were just moving sideways in this range, right? Let me just draw it for you right here. That is the range that we have been consolidating. You can see right here, I would say from about $11 to about $12.50. That is pretty much the range, right? So we are kind of like attempting to break this range. So we can see, I mean, basically, I think if we do stay above, right, this new 1260 level, all right, this is like the 1260 level, that would now be like a new support level. If we do stay above 1250, 1260, I think that's where we can offer a little bit more upside, all the way to maybe about about $13 to about that 1350. That could be kind of like the near-term upside targets that can be revised higher, right? So this is OCBC, right? Seems like it's playing out. We had a bullish signal, as I mentioned, somewhere 27 Jan. No exits, all right, no exits, and we are kind of like attempting to break this 1260, which looks quite good as of now. Okay, so let's take a look at the final bank UOB on my 1GT system that I have to see if there are any bullish signals that came out over the past few months. So I think it looks something like DBS for UOB. You can see that I think somewhere in October, 13 October, got a bullish signal, went up, a little bit of an exit here, and then we kind of broke this green dotted line. So this green dotted line is like something like a support level. It kind of trails prices upwards. Of course, if we break the support, it's not that good, even though it's an uptrend. We did break the support, and due to Omicron, I think this is Omicron, we broke it 26 November, went down, we got an exit, and finally managed to see a new kind of like a green arrow pointing up. It's an uptrend, green arrow pointing up. So that's where we started to see a little bit of strength coming back, whereby people started to bargain hard all right, after Omicron, right? And yeah, so to consolidate and eventually right here, bullish signal, consolidated for a few weeks, and eventually we broke this resistance and started to push up from like about 26.70 to about that $29, right? So 29, about $30 right here. We've got exit, right? So this is where we are right now. Quite a strong move, as I mentioned, somewhere in December, January, the banks really started to push up, and the STI moved up as well due to the banks. All right, so the banks are quite bullish, in fact, right? I would say quite a bullish year still so far. All right, so we had an exit, right? An exit for UOB. Around 25th of Jan, you can see right here. So there is no more signal. There's no bullish signal right now. So let's see how it plays out on the chart. Let's do a quick analysis to see whether any levels if I can look to kind of like get in again. All right, but look at this right here. You can see that this is where this green dotted line. So this green dotted line, as I mentioned, is a little bit of support. All right, so it kind of like trails prices upwards, and this is where the green dotted line is about 29.11, maybe $29, 29.11. I think that is pretty much a little bit of near-term support where this green dotted line is. So I think if it holds above, I mean, from the system itself, you don't have to draw it manually, but normally I like to just do a little bit of a manually just to check it on my charts as well by the way I draw it. But we have this system to kind of guide us. So if you don't want to draw it manually, that's where you can use this as support around 29.11. That is what it shows from the system as well. So I think anything above 29.11, it looks quite okay still. All right, that's where the uptrend can still continue. So it seems like we have began to push a little bit higher. All right, we have kind of like held above that $29 support level. You can see right here, this was pretty much where we were consolidating, and I did a video on UOB as well. We kind of broke this like 28 resistance level somewhere around January, and the upside really started. I think we got an entry and finally got an exit right here, and it seems like right now today we are about $31, right? $31 is where some selling pressure might come back again. You can see pretty much an all-time high all the way back in like 2018 as well. We are pretty much an all-time high. So 31 to 32, I think we might see a little bit of profit taking. Let me just go to draw some upside targets for you right here. So 29 all the way to maybe about 31, 32. I think that's where some selling can actually come back. So if you're looking to take some profit, I think nothing wrong to lock in some profits, or maybe even take steps to protect your profit. So in case if you were to like retrace back down, you are still sitting on some profit, maybe you can even think about getting in again, right? So anything 29 above, as I mentioned, is quite good, but it has started to push up already. So we might actually have to raise this line, this support line a little bit higher. Maybe let me go to draw another support line right here. That would be like the high, right? So over the past 2 weeks, we have seen a little bit of resistance around that $30.40, $30.40, $30.50. So it seems like we kind of broke that level. So that may be some kind of like a near-term support, right? $30.40, $30.50. I think somewhere around there, buyers might actually start to come back, and hopefully it holds as a new resistance turn support for now, with targets raised to maybe about the $32, right? So yeah, we'll see how it plays out, right? So there is no bullish signal, but I think if it does, on today's move, we might actually see like a new bullish signal coming out, and that's where the uptrend can kind of like play out even further all the way to maybe 32, and we break that level even higher, and we'll see if any exit comes out as well. Alright guys, so there we have it. We have covered pretty much the 3 Singapore local banks, DBS, OCBC and UOB. Just a very quick video to run through each of them on what it says on my 1GT system, and also the charts, just to kind of like share with you a little bit more on the levels in terms of the support and resistance level, and some targets whereby we can potentially hit to. Alright, so I hope you like this video, and if you want to find out a little bit more on the system, how we kind of like use this system to guide us, what does it even mean, what is the whole entire thought process or framework behind the system, then you definitely want to attend one of those free web class called One Good Trend, which is pretty much where I share with you the whole entire trading framework in terms of trend trading strategy, and how this system kind of guides us, where we get like certain bullish or maybe even bearish signals to get in and get out, right? So go ahead to attend one of those free web classes. I'll place the link below the video. Go ahead to attend it, and I'm sure you will greatly benefit from it if you are, kind of like trading in the stock market and you're lost on whether, what to do, whether to get in, whether to buy more, sell, and all that. I think that would definitely help you if you have a system that kind of like takes the emotions out of trading, right? So Joey here. I hope you like this video on the Singapore banks, and I hope to see you in the next video as well. Go ahead to comment below. Let me know what are your thoughts on the 3 banks. All right, what are some of the levels whereby you think that we can hit to as well. Let me know in the comments below, and remember to smash the subscribe button as well. All right, smash the subscribe button so that you will not miss out on any videos like this. Give me a like, it will definitely help on the channel. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.